Yeah, bro.
Wake up! Welcome in, guys. It's episode 80 of this disastrous podcast called The Scope. We bring you all the information that you need to stay up to date on FPS news and games and the goings on around the world. Come right to you.
Alert in the future
on this program.
Hey, shout out to the production team for not fucking that one up, right?
Well, that we'll look at the comments later to see how that went. Like, we don't know yet. But anyway, as you guys know, this is The Scope. This is episode 80. We're excited to be here. You guys get me through the Monday. We're hyped up to be here. There's one extra person on the program today, if you didn't notice. YouTuber, content creator, deathcore vocalist, RedBeard, graphic designer. Hold on, I'm not done. RedBeardMortis is here on my left, your right. Welcome in, man.
Yo, how's it going, guys? Thank you for having me on this podcast. I'm gonna let y'all know right now, and not because I have a camera pointed at me, at an offsite location. I've been a huge fan of this podcast since you guys have been doing it. I love it. I've been wanting to be a member on this podcast or a guest on this podcast for a while, I should say. So, thank you guys for allowing me this opportunity.
I'm sorry, but thank you for taking the time out to come on here. This is just a disaster as always. And then my co-pilot, comrade in arms on the program, BlueTheRobot. What's up, man?
What's up, guys? Glad you have you here, Redbeard. And just a good old another Monday with a lot of stuff to talk about. I feel like we have more to talk about that's not FPS stuff, but I'm sure we'll get into that later.
That's the way it goes. We talk about whatever we want. I do want to point out the fact that I really appreciate you guys color coordinating your kind of setups. Blue has like a blue chair and blue microphone, and RedBeard has like a red background.
Even like the keyboard's
blue. So I just got red and blue. This is easy. I can do this. I can handle this.
You need yellow. That's what you need next.
I mean, I got a yellow
in your life.
rim around my thing. I guess that's the best I could do.
Yellow rim
around your what? Excuse you?
Or yellow ring around. Yeah, I should probably see a doctor
about that.
Yeah, I should probably get that checked out.
It's like the second stage of jaundice, I feel.
Yep. My buddy Ham he's like my duo that I play games with on Twitch all the time. He's a doctor, but he's a PhD. He's a college professor. But I'll like joke around and shit and tell him, I'm going to send you a picture of this rash and you can tell me how to fix it and stuff. It's like, I'm not that kind of doctor, dude. I'm like, doctor's a doctor, pal.
Look at my rash.
You're a doctor. Check out my rash. It's fine. So to go live today, I let everyone know, Blue, I Z'd it out. I exuded it.
Oh, you know why it changed? It's because one of his fucking kids are named after an algebraic formula or some shit like that. That's why.
That's why Twitter is now X.
I was so confused as to what you were talking about.
Have you seen Elon Musk's one of his kids' name?
No, it wasn't that. Well, I can only imagine. The guy's an alien.
It's XAEA-XII.
Yeah, he's gonna have a bright future. He won't get punched in the face at school or anything. That's a good call. That's gonna go great. He's gonna have a great life. He won't even
need to go to school. He won't even need to go to school.
Yeah,
like his father can wipe his ass and make more money in 5 minutes than I will ever see in my entire life.
Wait,
life goals.
Hold on. Just so you guys understand, is X stands for the unknown variable. AE is Elven for the spelling of AI. And A-12 is the precursor to the SR-17. The fact, I mean, that's kind of dope that you have like that in your name, but still, like, no.
That's your fucking nerd.
Represents Archangel, I guess. I don't know.
So
okay, well, you got named after all kinds of
undistinguished AI Archangel Musk. Yeah, that rolls right off the tongue. I can just see so many people loving that name.
Call me Blackbird.
Your code name is Blackbird. Dude, I don't know, man. I read something different. I read that him and another person started X.com as an online banking thing that eventually got sold and became PayPal. And so Elon Musk essentially started PayPal, and eventually he wanted to come back around to have an X again. Like it was like many years ago, he eventually wanted to have an X.com again. I don't know, man.
Should have been at least a world event instead of just changed.
Yeah, well, like at first I'm like, why is
Just out of
everybody
nowhere,
bitching? Like
just-
it's just changing it. It's like it's just a different name. Like the website's the same. It doesn't affect anybody. But it is so weird. It's
It's
just
still
weird. I
called
don't know.
Twitter, like on the URL. So I'm gonna still call. I'm regardless. I'm calling it Twitter.
Yeah, same.
Somebody-
That's not going to change.
Somebody said the tweets were like Zeets, XEETS, like on their website, on like their support website. I'm gonna zeet at you. I'm still calling it Twitter. I'm still
Yeah.
calling it Twitter. I'm still calling them tweets. Deal with it, like, and I'm gonna go on about
Twitter.
my life. But
Either one.
it's weird, man.
Ugh.
It's really weird. I think I'm just
Elon
gonna hang out
Musk.
on 4chan.
Honestly, I think it would be a lot less toxic than Twitter has been recently.
Oh, my dude, I don't know. Twitter's wild. Are you are you excited? Are you excited, Blue, about tweeting on X.com? It doesn't sound like it's a porn site or anything. That's what I like
It's not
about
gonna
it.
change. That's true. If it was black and yellow, we'd have a different conversation. It's the same for it. Literally changes nothing. Like the site doesn't change. The logo is about the only thing that's changed. So, and it's just another thing that's trending, and it'll go away in the next 2 weeks, and we'll all get used to it. And the cycle continues.
Yeah, I
Who
feel
knows?
like
Maybe if there's enough backlash, he'll change it. But
I feel like Elon does this stuff. He gets everybody pissed off. So literally everybody is talking
he'll
about
talk
what he
about
does.
it. Yeah.
And then you kind of settle into it and get used to the change, and we go on with our lives. That's happened like several times. I feel like it's kind of smart.
Yeah,
Probably.
yeah, it really has.
He's playing
sure.
chess. We're playing checkers. That's Elon.
He's actually been playing Diablo 4, but we'll just roll with that analogy.
Can you confirm that? Do you have sources?
Yeah, there's a couple articles saying that in the middle of him like basically just confirming everything to have Twitter move over to X.com, he was in the middle of grinding out Diablo 4 when he made the decision.
That explains a lot.
Is there? I wonder. There's got to be something in the game where it has an X in it, and he's like, you know what?
That's it. That's it, man.
That had to be it. That had to be it.
What have you guys?
Maybe there's something in the game we're missing.
What games have you guys been playing like lately? I always am interested to hear what Blue's been up to, because he's playing these like cool ass indie games all the time.
Let's see. For me, I always go through Steam just to see. I know later tonight I'll try out Star Siege. I don't know if I really want to anymore. And then I found this one game that, and this is a exclusive for you guys that no one's really talking about.
Whoa.
And I haven't seen anything about it, and it has very positive reviews on Steam, and it's $11.99. It's because everyone's all about BattleBit nowadays, and I found this game called Surround Dead on Steam.
I know about that game. I have it in my library.
I have it too. I bought it just to try it out, and it's like a low poly version of DayZ, I guess, sort of. So
Interesting.
I'm gonna try that out, and then, but other than that, I've been getting back a little bit to Hell Let Loose, just to kind of get some World War II shooter on. Revisiting VR chat just to kind of get back into VR stuff, and then playing VTOL VR as well. What else? I recently looked at Halo again with all the weird, crazy mods for Steam Workshop. Cursed Halo I want to try out as well too. I think I'm gonna just hate my life after playing Cursed Halo on Legendary. And then I don't know. I reinstalled World War III just to see, and I'm making a video now because of the recent announcement with that map that they came out with. I thought, and I don't know if we have time for this, but I thought it was originally going to be S&D, and I don't think that's going to be the case.
But you're not alone. Everybody was getting me hyped up because people know that like I'm into like round-based bomb modes now, and people were like tagging me on Twitter and shit like, this is S&D's finally coming to World War III, which World War III would be the perfect game to have it, in my opinion. Like it would be.
I think you bring it back down to a smaller scale. Keep TAC Ops, keep those games in, but then you have whenever. I mean, Here's the thing too with World War III, they seem to somehow always pull themselves out of the gutter time and time again. I don't know how they do it, but their roadmap shows no new game mode coming up for this new map. And because of that, I have a feeling we're not going to see an S&D game mode. They could out of nowhere just spring it up on us as like a let almost like a word of mouth. Let that be its marketing. But what was it? Because in the trailer it showcases the time countdown. Like if someone activated a bomb and then they're all running away and stuff like that, or like looking to defend it. But then one of the moderators for World War III, he was like, the community managers, he was saying that I think that was just a trailer like thing that had nothing to do with the actual game mode itself. I think it's just strictly a TDM map.
So they have a trailer with like an objective bomb site and a countdown timer on it, pretending to be S&D and the other team's trying to defuse it. And they're not going to have that.
Like, and I don't think they're going to have it only because it's not on the roadmap. That's going to, yeah.
Don't toy with me with S&D modes. If they do that, I'm uninstalling it. Like I already should. But if
I installed it, but I haven't played it yet. I'm waiting till tomorrow actually when it comes out.
Blue, I love you, man, and I'm proud of you for being a partner with World War III. But their advertisement department sucks so much ass.
Dude, I've been saying that since day one about their marketing team, and I've stated it on Twitter, and they know it. I know they know it, but the only people I have in contact with are the devs that make the game, which I know they're still working on it. Plus the contract they still have with Wishlist Games is for a whole year till February, I think, is when the last major update will be in the game, and that's when they introduce their HVT game mode, which at this point I'm not so sure exactly what it's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be like a battle royale extraction type game mode. I don't even think extraction is the word to use, because it's like, yeah, you come to, like, if it's based off the old recon game mode, then it's going to be like you come with your own loadout, you do objectives inside the map, certain parts of the map get shut down, and then you just fight from there. But
I completely forgot that they were bringing in that HVT mode, because I remember you had mentioned something about it.
Yeah,
that I forgot about it
7 months ago.
Exactly. They've done nothing to mention it since then. You know, like they mentioned it for what, 5 seconds, 6 or 7 months ago. You made a video on it, and then I haven't heard shit about it since. The only thing I've been seeing from them is, we're sorry, but we're taking down the servers for the next 3 hours to do
maintenance tweets.
Like, are you gonna keep updating the servers for 53 people? Like, come on, like, do some shit.
People didn't even realize that there was a server region picker now,
there is?
And even that, yeah. So you can choose what region you want to load into, which is great. You know, I'm glad they finally added that in.
But when
you already have when you have, it would have been better if you had a bigger player base for that. But now you have a smaller player base, and you're splitting them up even more now with the region picker. So, like, I mean, sure, I don't have to play on Singapore maps anymore, but when I go on US East, there's no one playing US East.
Yeah, there you go. That's the issue. And it just always makes me so mad when people bring up World War III, because it's like, you look at that game and you look at when it finally got its boost of attention that it really needed. And it came right at the very beginning of Battlefield 2042's, like, you know, God, I don't even know what you would call it. It was like
awful release.
Yeah, there you go. It came out, it got the attention right there at the apex of its popularity, and they could have done so much with it. But they failed. They absolutely failed.
Well, second time they've done that.
That was the second time.
Battlefield 5, when Battlefield 5 first came out,
World War
III was right there.
That's
World War III was it was like the modern version people want, because they were tired of World War II shooters, and World War III came out. All of a sudden, they're like, "Whoa, this is the Battlefield killer!" You know,
I have no hope for them. I have no hope for them. I hope they do well, but like, I'm not gonna sit here and
no. You know, I mean, there's plenty other games, and I think Battlefield 2042 has made a comeback slightly.
Yeah, it has.
I'm not gonna say it's still. I'm still not gonna say it's a great Battlefield game, but they've definitely made improvements.
I will gladly pick up this goddamn controller right here and play
Is that a see-through
2042 on
Xbox
this.
controller?
Yeah, it's the 20th anniversary controller.
Oh, that's dope.
Thank you. I bought the very last one like over a year ago from Walmart. Super sick.
Oh,
Anyways,
okay, Mr. Exclusive. Anyways,
yeah, thank you. I would much rather clutch this son of a bitch in my hands right here and download the 70 gigabytes of bullshit that 2042 is than to ever install World War III and play it for 5 minutes. I'm just saying,
and
because
still,
2042 feels like a goddamn game.
Horrible client.
Yeah,
the secondary client to download.
Bro, I'm so fucking sick of
it. Yeah. Well, here you go. Here's a quick way to summarize a World War III conversation, in my opinion. If someone's like, hey, Crash, what went wrong with World War III? It seems cool. Just look at BattleBit. Everything that BattleBit did that World War III didn't is what's wrong with World War III. Mm-hmm. Content, Steam, servers, worked beautifully at launch. Tons of content, tons of modes, listening to the community, interacting with them every single week. They have a Discord call every Saturday morning with devs talking about what they're working on, what they're coming with, what, you know, taking feedback from everybody. Everything BattleBit did right to deserve its success is what World War III did not do. And that sums it up for me. Like that's what I think.
For sure.
It's pretty good.
Sure.
No, I agree.
And I saw that. I was thinking that. And then I saw
I even like Reddit, people don't even realize. Some people didn't realize I took out because I don't care if I lose it at this point. I took out. It doesn't mean shit. I took out the World War III partner on my Twitter and my Discord. Just like not even gonna promote that game until they actually prove to me. And I don't know if they ever will at this point.
Good on you. Good on you.
I think that's the right thing to do, and you owe it to your community too to be that way. And yeah,
sure.
I think that's awesome. I think that's doing right by your community.
For sure.
That's what I think.
I've never been paid by them, by the way.
Oof.
That's criminal. borderline criminal.
Well, I didn't want to. I didn't want to at this point.
Smart
even back then, yeah. I just didn't, feel like having a monetary connection with them would have gone right in the first place anyways.
Yeah, I mean, it would have definitely skewed your perception on a lot of the shit that they did, because at the end of the day, like money influences everything, right? Even when you don't think it will, it really does, you know. So I'm glad you didn't accept anything monetary from those guys.
Yeah, no, the most I ever had was like the referral code, but even then, I didn't really give me much. I think I got like $10, and that was from like 2, but yeah, no, we'll see. I think because when that last update, it'll be February of next year, and at that time, I'm thinking, once the contract ends with Wishlist, who knows what happens after World War III? I think it'll be another. I don't know if they're gonna shut down. It's Farm 51. Because they have from the developer standpoint, they have a good single player game was Chernobylite, and that was a pretty fun game.
For sure,
and that was very updated regularly and stuff like that. So
I have a somewhat off-topic question. What did, with BattleBit getting like its recent success in Limelight and stuff, did StarCraft get like a little bit of a resurgence, because it's kind of like that similar look and stuff? I was just curious.
I haven't played StarCraft in a bit, actually. I know that I keep up with them on Twitter and stuff like that, and they always have a good amount of, what's the word?
Interaction.
Or interactions, updates, and stuff like that. If I'm looking and I'm just kind of just browsing the Steam DB Steam charts, when did BattleBit come out?
It
was like June.
Yeah, right. Like right at the beginning of June.
Or beginning of June, because I'm seeing right now there was a bit of a jump. So June 22nd, it was around average 4,400, and then July 6th. So between then and July 6th, it bumped up to 7,000. So
that's not bad.
That's a pretty good jump up for sure. But this was like, and when the game was like at its peak, it was at like 9,000 players concurrent.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's not horrible, for a low poly.
Yeah.
low poly stalker multiplayer
For a
PvP
low
game.
poly, yeah, people don't care about graphics. They care about content.
That's what I'm saying. Fucking say it louder, Blue. Say it
For the
louder.
people in the back.
Yeah. Well, do we move on into the topics for today's program?
That wasn't a topic.
Yes.
Shit.
I mean, it counts. The intro, I feel like the intro, we could just talk about whatever we want. I'm cool with it. Actually, plot twist, we could talk about whatever we want the entire time.
Oh.
So
Cool.
take that.
Did the production team let you know you could say that, or are they going to be pissed after the show?
The production team is on notice. They are basically on a probation, and if they continue to be a disaster, they're out of here. So I'm not taking any lip from the production team.
Moving on to the next team.
Okay.
Fair enough, man. Fair enough.
Yeah. So before we get into the topics of the day, I just want to say a few things really quick. If you are new to the program, from Redbeard's channel, a couple things that we do around here is the chat is on the screen for you guys to be a part of the show. So when people watch it back, they can see what you guys are saying on YouTube. So we want you to keep chatting, keep being a part of the show. Really love that. We might have time for chat Q&A at the end. It depends on how long we ramble. But yeah, we just want you guys to be a part of the show too. That's why it's on the screen. And as well as we are an audio only version. So if you go down to the, description down below, you can click on that link. It'll take you to Red Circle, which is hosted. You can click on the drop down and click any platform you want. You can find us on all the podcast platforms. A lot of people listened last week out of nowhere. There was like a random day where like 83 people downloaded the podcast out of nowhere. It was really weird. I don't know how it got out. Like that was weird, but we're averaging over 100 downloads a week on the podcast. So that's really, really cool. That's insane to me. That people listen to the audio version, but that is available if you want that experience while you're on the go. And if you're driving right now on the podcast, buckle up and use your turn signal. Okay. Like just be a good human.
It's on your left side, on the left side.
It's not that hard when you change lanes to use your turn signal. So please do that.
Unless you're in a BMW.
No, you know what? People that listen to our podcast are smart enough.
Yeah. They use their turn signals and they put their carts away when they're done at the supermarket.
Only if you follow and you click the likes and stuff like that. That's when you know you're actually smart.
And you leave 5 stars on iTunes. I don't know. Podcast people always say that. I don't know what it does, but they say it.
I mean, whatever. I mean, how do you like a podcast on Spotify?
They have a rating system now for podcasts on.
Oh shit,
Spotify,
we're in trouble.
Yeah. I mean, I went and 1-starred it as soon as that was available. So I mean,
the only one. Oh god, this podcast sucks.
No, you guys put on a great show. A lot of people are discovering it. I'm glad that y'all are starting to get the recognition from it. Hopefully, it brings more.
I appreciate that, and appreciate you being here. Also, wherever you're listening or watching this at, Redbeard stuff is down below, so you can check out his channel and his X. I did it. You can check out his x.com, aka Twitter. It's down below, as well as his channel. He does, before I should tell what he does. He makes really well thought out and well put together videos about like industry type stuff with FPS games and everything that's going on. Where I just click on a camera and make shit up and talk, Redbeard actually uses his brain and says like thoughtful and good shit. So you should check out his channel. It's really good stuff.
Hell yeah, I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about, also leave a like on the YouTube channel, you schmucks. Okay, the first thing we're going to talk about is Ubisoft deleting games, and I think I can give a rundown on this because I made a video about it, and I actually got a little bit more into the weeds than I thought I would. And then Redbeard is wanting to talk a little bit about a new law. These are kind of similar, but not. He wants to talk about a new law that I'm going to be learning about. That's a little bit controversial, so we're probably going to get canceled today. So that'll be really fun. Stay tuned for that. And we're just going to get into it. It's what is it called? The Kids Online Private.
The Kids Online Safety Act,
COSA.
Bill S1409, or COSA for short.
All right, we're going to get into that. But first, Ubisoft will delete everything on your account if it is inactive. I originally was looking to make a video on this and talk about it. I realized quickly that this was an issue 8 years ago. There's a post on Reddit from 8 years ago saying this is not a big deal. If you look at the terms of use, it says they will only affect accounts that have not gone into the pay functions of Ubisoft services, which makes you think if you bought a game, it won't be deleted. That was in the Reddit post from 8 years ago. The Reddit post from the other day, the user said, this is an issue. It's already been talked about. Go on with your life. But if you go back into the terms of use, and this all started when an X user, sorry, I almost said Twitter, stupid idiot, sorry. When an X user, so dumb, almost got a email that said, if you don't log into your account, it'll be gone. You have to go and apply to keep it from getting deleted and deleting all your content. So I followed down this rabbit hole and actually went to this link from 8 years ago and looked at the terms of use. So going into, the source of the information to Ubisoft's terms of use, and nowhere in there does it say if you use the pay functions of the website. And in the Reddit post, they quoted it. They said, quote unquote, pay function. They don't use anything if you use the pay function. You can go to the terms of use, Control F to search the page, and pay function is not mentioned once. It literally has some bullet points that say they can delete it if you haven't used your account in 6 months to tidy up their network. And then over on Twitter, it was really weird. They added reader context to the original tweet talking about you could get your shit deleted. They added reader context that said they might be required to do this by certain privacy laws or whatever to delete it. But over on the terms of use page, it said they could do it at their discretion for database management. So they just want to wipe shit off their databases and clean up space. They can delete the games that you paid for. And it straight up says, if you haven't logged in, if you look at the terms of use, it says, I'm not saying they will, but the terms of use says they can delete your shit if you haven't logged in 6 months. Now, people have had their accounts where they haven't logged in longer and still have all their stuff. I have no idea how long the person that posted the email hadn't logged into their stuff, but in my opinion, it shouldn't matter. If you bought it, it should be just like a tangible disc, a physical disc. If you bought it, it's yours forever. That sums it up. I think the terms of use change, and that's why you're seeing some of these emails go out, because it no longer says pay function. And also, one more caveat, when Ubisoft support chimed in and said that they chimed in on the email and said they wanted to clarify. They said, we don't want you to lose access to your account or your content. So no longer that paid function that people tried to debunk this thing with from 8 years ago is not a thing, because Ubisoft support literally says we will delete your account and your content So
that's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's weird, man. Like I don't even know how or why that's a thing.
Does Ubisoft just want a track record of being the scummiest goddamn company on the internet? Like, do they want that title? Because they can take it from Activision anytime now, and I don't think anyone would bat an eye, right? Like, Ubisoft has continuously been on my shit list year after year, because not only do they make subpar games, all right, I don't care what anyone says. Hyperscape was a flop, died in 24 hours. They can kiss my ass. That's a whole other topic. Ubisoft in general, though, horrible games, horrible PR, horrible marketing, horrible everything. Why? Why are they a damn company still? We've allowed these guys to stay in this scene for, 2 or 3 decades now? Like, It makes no damn sense.
I do. Yeah, I don't know. And that's the thing that I want to talk about. I'm covering up my Rainbow Six emblem so you don't yell at me. So I was gonna talk. I want to clarify. Will asked a good question in chat. Does this apply for all Ubisoft games? What it applies to, it's not per game. So they're not saying like you have to log into like your old Far Cry games to keep it. It's like if you haven't logged into your Ubisoft account total. So it's like an all or nothing thing. If you log into Ubisoft and just log in, that makes you an active user. So it's not like a per game thing. Like if you have a game you haven't played in a couple years, but you're still logging in your Ubisoft account, you won't lose it. But to take what Redbeard was saying just a little bit further, it's kind of scary, because if you look at Ubisoft as a company, their earnings calls have not been great. Their earnings reports have not been great. The stock price has not been great, outside of the increases of, due to inflation. And then you watch their Ubisoft Forward event. There was a lot of stuff on there that was very unoriginal. And the production quality of the Ubi Forward event just like makes you worry about the company a little bit. It was like it was in an abandoned high school auditorium. And they've had so many delays with games like Skull and Bones and all that stuff. And they just make terrible decisions. They had, what was that? Ghost Recon what was the one that was going to be the BR?
Oh my God, I know
can't
what you're
remember, but
talking
that got
about. It was-
canceled, and they just have
yeah.
all these problems, and it makes you worried. It's like, dude, there are some, like, I really enjoy Rainbow Six. That's an Ubisoft game that I like. Some of the Far Cry games are really good. Some of the old Ubisoft, like old Tom Clancy games, people love still. And it's like, if this company goes to the shitter, you just can't play it anymore? Like, that's
what I'm
sketchy,
saying.
man.
If the company goes tits up in a year, you're fucked. Every single one of your games that you've bought with Ubisoft, you're not going to be able to access them.
Yeah,
You're not going to be able to. It's
No, they didn't even just cancel the battle royale. They also canceled around the same time. It was a VR Splinter Cell game.
Of course they did.
Did they cancel the NFT thing? They were doing the Ubisoft that was like Opal or
yeah.
Whatever
so
that was.
Ubisoft Quartz got canned like 6 months after it was announced. Yeah, so what they were going to do with that, I remember very vividly because I was so damn angry. I nearly had a fucking stroke when I read it. I just they announced it on Twitter, and the amount of backlash they had gotten was so severe that in 6 months they canceled the project completely. And to bring up something else to kind of help, prove my claim here that Ubisoft is in a horrible state, and they always have been, and they're just a shit company overall. In between, if I remember correctly, because I made this point in an argument I got in with somebody when I said that Hyperscape was garbage for the second time. Like I really needed to say it again to begin with.
What, they were defending it?
Yeah, they were defending it. Bro, I have so many people who hit up my comment section telling me that I'm a worthless human being and that I should delete System 32, my brainstem, because of my opinion on Hyperscape, and that it was an amazing game. The game was not amazing. If your game dies within 24 hours, your game sucks ass. I'm just going to say it. Your game sucks a large amount of horse meat. I'm just saying, right? The problem that I have is in between 2020 and 2021, the most profitable years in gaming history ever, Ubisoft lost $20 million in that 1 year. Make it make sense to me. The same year that Activision profited over $1 billion off of Warzone, Ubisoft lost $20 million. Make it make sense.
It's just bad
decision after bad decision. Yeah.
Exactly. There you go. Man, I'm getting heated.
You're fired up already, dude. We're in the first topic. You're gonna have to pace yourself.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. So that's just a thing. In my opinion, I feel like enough people get upset about this. Doesn't this? I also saw a tweet, and or an X. I'm struggling with this today. I'm struggling with the brand change, Blue. It's weirding me out. So if I saw someone tweet or Zeet that there's a law in France. Ubisoft is a French company that electronic sales are treated the same as tangible sales, and they're final. So you can't refund those. You can't take, like, if someone pays for a game, you can't remove their access to those files. So I could see this upsetting enough people. They can see it go to court. I think.
Yeah. I hope it does.
It depends on how much they do it. Like, if more people start getting these emails, it's going to be a problem. If they quit doing it because of the heat they're getting, and nobody will probably say anything. But if they start using that clause in their terms of use, I think people will get pissed, and it'll get brought up to court eventually, because it's kind of bullshit to a point where how can a company how can you set a precedence that a company can charge you for a game and then take it away at their will? I don't get it.
Yeah, man. I don't know. And I just got a message from someone saying, "Gotta calm down, old man."
What do they know?
Hey,
I'm an old man too, and I get fired up. It's fine.
That's what I'm saying. Crash is 45.
Oh, good. Yeah. So I'm
just kidding.
Guys, he made it 30 minutes. He made it 30 minutes before age shaming me. That's pretty good. That's a record.
Oh my God, bro. All right.
We have a history.
Go make a Zeet about it. Go make a Zeet.
Shaming. Yeah, I'll Zeet my opinions.
We'll go Zeet about it.
Go skeet your opinion, or whatever the hell it's called.
Interesting choice of words.
Oh yeah.
So
Skeet,
I guess
Zeet, Yeet, don't matter.
I guess that pretty much sums it up. Did you have anything to add, Blue? I don't know. That's just what's going on, kind of.
Because what do you guys think about their upcoming titles? Are you still excited for those?
I'm excited for Heartland.
Heartland, I am.
And I was in chat we're talking about is it's because I think the reason why I'm excited for it too. After playing, I mean, I played a good 20, almost 30 hours just in the beta alone, and it was also you could tell it was like Red. I think Red Storm Entertainment was one of the developers, not directly Ubisoft, and you could tell because it played differently, it felt different, it just had like the Division paint job over it.
Yeah, I'm also excited for X Defiant too a little bit. Oddly enough.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Um,
It's going to be a nice change of pace from playing Call of Duty and Rainbow Six.
Yeah, I'm gonna be interested to see how Ubisoft does financially and with these free to play games, and how they're gonna have to monetize it some way. So we're gonna have to keep a close eye on how they choose to do that. But I'm excited for X Defiant because I'm sick of what Call of Duty is doing, and I've always said, you know, I love those S&D modes, and Mark Rubin said it is a priority for X Defiant to come out with an S&D mode after launch. I'm looking for that chill game. Like Rainbow Six is like my favorite game right now. It's been one of my favorite games for a long time. But I love that play loop, but sometimes you don't want to like sweat your ass off and be doing like a freaking algebra problem in your head to try to figure out where the enemy is in your head. You just want to just
shut your brain off and just go.
Yeah,
more casual.
Yeah, and that's where S&D fits in. And I can also play with my friends that don't play a lot of hours in Siege, but we can still have that fun teamwork, the suspense of the round base, all that stuff that I like in Siege. And I can play it casually with friends that haven't put 1,000 hours to learn Siege. And so I'm always looking for that next S&D type game because COD sucks, and X Defiant could be that. So that's the angle where I'm excited about. Like when they add an S&D mode, I could finally have like a chill game with a lot of content. There's a lot of maps coming, and there's a lot of maps coming in the year post launch too. So, and I actually kind of think their little hero system or their specialist system or whatever kind of fits into S&D kind of well, where you kind of choose your team makeup and how you want to play and stuff. So I'm excited for X Defiant from that angle. I'm really over respawn modes. I'm bored of that stuff. I don't want to play that, but I would love to. Which is
why I think you'll like Heartland in general, because like if you die with stuff on it, that's why I love extraction games in general, because there's always that risk of losing it all.
Yeah, and I caught myself being so frustrated that I couldn't stream Heartland, because I had a couple times where my family was busy and I was home. And I could have like kicked on the stream, but it's like, I'm not going to play Search by myself. I'm not going to play Rainbow Six by myself. Like the team play is what I love about those, but man, I could sure chill on Heartland with chat. Like that would be so fun. Like I just wish I could have streamed it, man.
And that game was going to build communities for sure.
Yeah. Like, it would have been, I can't wait for that one. That's going to be, and then Starfield too. Like, but that's not Ubisoft, but we're talking
you know what? The more we get closer to Starfield, the more worried I get.
I feel that too. I'm not even really interested in Starfield, but I feel for those who are excited for the game as it gets closer to release, because I feel like one or two things are going to happen. It's going to drop and it's going to be an amazing game with no issues at launch, or it's going to drop and it's going to be one of the worst games ever, like Cyberpunk.
Yeah, it's either going to be awesome and take off, you know, Elden Ring or whatever, or it's going to be an Elden Ring or it's going to be a Cyberpunk. Like that.
Yeah, there you go. You summed it up perfect.
And I'm not saying like gameplay. I'm saying success-wise.
I just keep seeing a bunch of things that coming out, like development-wise, of like, oh, this wasn't put in because of this reason. Oh, you know, that it's even you thought the cutscenes were bad, you know, of like not being able to see your ship leave and enter space and stuff like that, atmosphere. You're wait till the game actually comes out. Like people are like developers or tweet or whatever the fuck it's called now are putting out there or saying like, don't get your hopes up and stuff like that. I need to find the tweets itself, but yeah, it's and then of course Star Wars Outlaw came off their next behind the scenes video, but we'll talk about that later.
You want to do a quick shot about Star Wars?
Well, yeah, a quick shot. Well, it's a quick shot.
Okay, I got some vids pulled up so we can talk about that. We should probably keep moving. Yeah, so Redbeard wanted to talk about the Kids Online Safety Act. So what's your elevator pitch on this deal?
Okay, so just recently, there was a bill that I was introduced to through a TikTok video, and I had to go look it up because I didn't quite believe it. But it is called Bill S1409, also known as the Kids Online Safety Act. Now, before I get into it, this is not means for a political debate. This is not grounds for everyone to start trying to behead each other in the chat, because both parties are supporting this bill, pushing it forward. Right? They have 40 state senators from almost every single state, both Republican, Democrat, does not matter. All right, these are people, state senators, mind you, who are you know don't know a lot about the internet, that are pushing this bill. Now, what is this bill exactly? Well, the Kids Online Safety Act, it will require you to upload your driver's license into a centralized database that is possibly going to be provided by your ISP. It enables the attorney generals in each state to keep a digital log of your address, just in case you violate terms and conditions that would require legal action. Now, this goes for say you post something on Twitter, right? And you post something on Twitter, somebody reports it, a kid stumbles across it. You advertise your Twitter page as an 18 plus only Twitter page, a kid stumbles across it. You post something on there that the kid doesn't like, or the mom sees it and she doesn't like. They can legally report you judicially for what you post online. If it harms the kid in any way, whether that be emotionally, mentally, whatever, they can try to pursue judicial charges on you. At least that's what I was able to get from the bill. Right? I'm sorry I'm stuttering so much, man. I apologize for
Have
that.
you seen this show? Dude, like I'll just be talking and the thought train will leave the tracks and I'm just sitting here, so it's all good.
Now, on one hand, right, in this bill's defense, on one hand, this could stop the map communities. If you don't know what a map is, or the map community, it's minor attracted people. Because apparently, being the human equivalent of target practice isn't good enough already. You want to be able to socialize yourself within the internet. I just want you to know right now that if you like children, I wish nothing but the worst for you. And I'm telling you this, from a person, from a father's standpoint. All of us are fathers in this call right now. I hope the only thing you push instead of weights in the gym is dirt that is 6 feet on top of your ass if you're a map. Okay, I'm just gonna say it like that. But this bill could potentially minimize those communities and make it easier for people to press charges on people within these communities. The only problem is that when it comes to state laws regarding PDF files, we'll say it like that so the AI bot doesn't pick up on it. When it could potentially help with something like this, right? But like I was going to say, when it comes to PDF files, the state's laws regarding these crimes are very loose. Like, you see some of these guys get busted by Chris Hansen and they get 5 years in prison, right? Max, like 5-10 years. They get a deduced sentence for good time. They're back on the streets and on the internet, right? It's no big deal. This could potentially make it easier for the FBI, CIA, ATF, whoever, to track these people down. And if people are doing illegal shit like selling information online, doing black market trading, it could be easier for them to track those people down. But what it will more than likely do is prevent content creators and online personalities and critics within the United States from being able to fully exercise our First Amendment right. At the end of the day, guys, this is not a left issue. This is not a right issue. I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat. I don't care if you're down the middle. I don't care if you have a political, reference at all. I don't care. This is not a political issue. This is a fucking human rights issue. Okay? Keep that in mind. And I'm telling you guys right now, it's going to sound so cliche, but if you really want the internet to continue to be this place where people can discuss their opinions, whether or not you agree with them or not, please contact your state senator. You can find the list online on the on an official .gov website of every state senator that supported this. send them a letter, call their office, let them know you are no longer going to support them. You are no longer going to do anything that financially backs them. You are not supporting companies that financially back them if they choose to instate this. Okay. Again, not a political issue. It's a human rights issue. Scene.
And scene. So basically you're saying like it's a way for like the government and gaming companies and stuff to get your information and have your like real world identity, as if they don't already, but it can be used maliciously against you. And then if
it can be used for good, it can be used for bad.
Right. And then if you argue against it, people are like, well, you hate kids.
Yes.
So they're trying to play that angle. Yeah.
I should make it a point that Microsoft tried this with protecting children's information, right? They tried to do their own internal internalized, COSA Act before COSA Act was a thing. And they got sued for $26 million because they failed to keep children's information safe online. So just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind.
So what would be an example of someone using it like maliciously, like towards a content creator or someone just speaking their mind? Like,
so say for example, right? And as much as I hate to use this as an example because I can't stand the guy personally, say, Leafy is here, post something on Twitter. We all know who Leafy is here is, right? Hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
If Leafy posts something on Twitter that says, I hate women, I think every woman in this world should be tied up and beaten with sticks. And somebody somewhere in the United States sees that post and they feel emotionally distressed because of it, or they feel like their life is in danger, or if they can prove in any way, shape, or form that that tweet was directed towards them in any way, they can legally seek, charges. They can legally do this shit now. What once was, because I had somebody make threats towards my daughter while I was streaming on YouTube, which is why I don't stream on there no more, or stream on here anymore. When I contacted the police, they said, well, unless something was done, it's unfortunate, but he's practicing his First Amendment right. Okay. And in a situation like this, that law would have helped get this man arrested. Right. But in a situation where Leafy is just doing, his stupid shit that he always does, trying to grab attention, and a parent out there doesn't like it, or some kid sees it and they feel threatened by it.
I know who Leafy is, but I also don't know.
They can legally try to get him arrested for just saying some stupid shit on the internet.
Basically, Redbeard summed it up enough what you need to know. He just says like dumb, controversial shit to get attention and starts drama and gets in drama and makes videos about. Used to make. I don't know if he still does, but
no, he doesn't. He streams on Rumble. If that tells you anything, him and RiceGum both stream on Rumble. So I mean, if you can't get any more degenerate than that, I don't know what you can do. But
there you go. Yeah. Okay. So that makes sense. So like when I'm talking shit to people in S&D, like I could get.
What about like online voice?
It's so easy to find out somebody's real name and address just based off of their, online association, on their online brand.
No, for sure. Sure.
If they find out who the hell you are and you say something to them that they really don't fucking like, they can legally report you to police and probably get charges pressed against you for some form of internet harassment.
Terrible. And like,
it's bullshit.
And I mean, it sounds good on the surface because every single person, wants kids to be protected and kids to be safe. Like that's what it's about as adults, especially ones with kids. Like that's our sole purpose, is to keep our children safe. But you can't think there's any way that this wouldn't get abused. Just look at the shadow ban system in Call of Duty. I've been shadow banned several times because I whipped kids' ass in S&D, and then they talk shit, and I said something back that they didn't like. So all their buddies on their little team report me, and then I'm shadow banned. They just report you for cheating, and then you're shadow banned and have to play against other cheaters. Cool system.
Now,
it's like a good system.
Does that law? Sorry, does that law include due process as well too, like innocent until proven guilty?
That I wasn't able to actually. Yeah, I would have to. It's like a given. And then one thing I actually forgot to mention.
You would have to, but then you got. I mean, I don't want to get too political, but you think you got like red flag laws.
Yeah,
could be,
you would think that's the thing, but if these guys are already trying to attempt to suppress our First Amendment right, I mean, what law fucking matters to them at that point? Like they don't really care. The issue also comes into play that, and I also forgot to mention this. This requires you to be. It requires you to upload a driver's license. You said you heard me say driver's license, which means you would have to be either you would have to be anywhere between 16 and 18 years old in order for you to access not safe material on the internet, right? And even if something is not considered NSFW by any stretch of the imagination, it could still, fall under it. Unfortunately, it could still possibly fall under it. Like anything with swearing in it is considered not safe for work. Because you can't walk into your job and just yell, "Hey, fuck you," and then manage to keep your job.
Way work.
In some cases, but
I work from home.
but like,
What's up, fucker?
but like, man, anything that's deemed not safe for work, if a kid gets a hold of that, you can get judicially fucked by this. And I don't think people understand the sheer gratitude of it, or the sheer magnitude of it, I should say. Because if they had any gratitude towards the situation, they would just leave it the fuck alone, right?
Yeah. No, it would there's just no way around it. It would just get abused. And even if you're not found guilty and the truth comes out in court, you're still going to get fucked with by the authorities. You're still going to have to pay a lawyer. Like all the content creators, like the way that they swat content creators, how easy. I mean, it would basically be a built-in system to swat creators that they wanted to grief, like big content creators.
That's it.
It's a built-in way to swat them. Like,
that's true.
That's it. And that's the thing that scares me the most, is because that information, all of your information, because like I said, requires you to upload a driver's license. That goes straight to the attorney general. Okay. If that database gets compromised at any point in time, you have to go through the process of changing your identity. And I had to change my identity, or I had to, what is it? I had to,
you're not Redbeard?
No, I had to, I had to get a new identity recently, right? Because I had my identity stolen, so I had to go through the process of doing all of that, and it's a long, stressful process because because it doesn't just require a new social security number. You have to get a new driver's license. You have to freeze all of your credit reporting bureaus. You have to, close off your employment verification forms. You have to close off your tax forms. You have to close off so much shit.
How connected you are to the world.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's going to get abused, and you're going to see people, suffering from identity theft just because they want to try to keep kids safe on the internet, which I'm all for. Keep my daughter safe on the internet. Keep y'all's kids safe on the internet, please, for the love of God.
More like parental responsibility as well too. Like at least for my son, he doesn't have YouTube at all on any of his. He only has his tablet, but he's got no YouTube, no way to access the internet. Everything's parental locked and everything. He can't. The only thing he's doing right now is playing Minecraft single player. That's about it. So,
and I know I went off on a little bit of a rant on that, but it makes me so mad, because
it's crazy how much that even just in our industry that can affect, let alone your everyday life.
I don't think that there's I don't think the word "can" could be used in this. It most definitely will affect the American content creators, much like the bill. What was that bill up in Canada that restricted
basically you now can't say what you want as a Canadian content creator, pretty much.
That happened up there. They're our neighbors, right? Big Fry's the homie, and he's suffering with that shit. This is pretty much that exact same bill, but in the US. That's it. I mean, they're going to have to somehow manage to fit around the First Amendment right. But like, bro, if you pay any attention to what's going on, whether that be in gaming, politics, wherever, man, fuck everything. Just as a society, you realize that our ability to do stuff is getting smaller and smaller and smaller by the day without having to have some form of identification attached to us, right? It's not going to be any different if this bill gets passed. It's not going to be any different.
Yeah, well, I'm glad that you brought it up because I didn't know about it. Yeah,
not
that's
a lot
interesting.
of people do.
Yeah, there's zero chance that it wouldn't be used maliciously against like content creators and other people. Like, there's zero shot of that. And again, 100%. it's like a lot of these problems, man. It comes down to parents like being involved. Like,
there you go. You don't want your kid being exposed to shit on the internet. Don't allow your kid to be on the internet. Like it's that simple.
Yep.
Row Raggy.
I think he had a incident.
Oh no.
You guys ready to talk about Modern Warfare 3 leaks part 2?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Moving on. This is good stuff. Yeah, so Modern Warfare 3 leaks, we talked a lot about them last week. If you want like super in depth about gameplay mechanics and stuff that was leaked last week, we talked about that. The big one that I thought was kind of wild was the Modern Warfare 3 logo has seemingly been leaked by Monster. And for me, this just feels like the most uninspired art design of all time, just like the game's gonna be, man. Like,
hey Crash, you remember in my video I said that all they're gonna do is just copy and paste the shit
dude,
and sell it for $70? That's my confirmation right there. If you guys haven't seen that video, I don't want to self promo. I'm so sorry because I got yelled at by Blue
I told
earlier
people to go to
for
your channel, you weirdo. What are you talking about?
So I just released a video recently called Modern Warfare 3 is a total scam. And in that video, I talk about how I'm pretty much going to put it on wax that Activision is going to just hit Control-C, Control-V and put a $70 sticker on that motherfucker and sell it. And that right there is all the proof I needed to validate that video.
Yeah.
That whole, 8.5, 9 minutes of that video, that one image verifies that whole damn video.
It's got red in it. Come on, it's meant for you.
Fuck them.
So for the ever-growing audio-only audience, let me describe this for you. It is Captain Price, who we've seen in like 17 games now, with the Modern Warfare logo in the colors from Modern Warfare 2019, and almost the exact 3 Roman numeral with the same color as Black Ops 3. So it's like they Control-C, Control-V the Modern Warfare 2019 logo, and they Control-C, Control-V the Roman numeral logo from Black Ops 3. That's exactly what you have. That's the Makarov guy behind him, I guess, or whatever. Who was in the...
Is it?
Yeah, I think so.
See that?
Because he was in the end of the raid of the last raid episode, or the end of the campaign.
Dude, that's the thing. I never played the raids.
Or the campaign. It was a campaign. It was in the last.
The raids were so uninspired.
Well, the raids part of the campaign. I'm so confused.
They're a continuation of the campaign story. Allegedly, I didn't play them either. I don't know who did. And then that's what's going to replace. There's going to be no campaign allegedly in this one. It's going to be just more raids that they were going to release anyway as part of the DLC pack. But it's a new game now, so it's $70. Trust me.
Boston said, "Whoa, using 2042 colors. Lol, it's gonna fail." Bro.
It really is. It really is 2042
colors. That's a bold fucking move.
But that's crazy, dude. It's like it looks like the exact same game we've been fed like so many times, man.
Yeah, I mean,
just want an S&D. Gonna have like 4 new maps, dude.
Bro, just at that point, just fucking stick around for X-Defiant, man. Because like I'm telling you, all the fun that you're gonna have in this piece of shit title right here, you're gonna have in X-Defiant. Maybe a little bit more because you're not paying $70 for it.
Don't pre-order this game. Don't buy this game. But I know it's the people watching this show or listening are probably on that same boat of not buying it. But there's so many other people out there, so many kids that are gonna be begging their parents for their credit card just to buy this game.
And you just think about how many literal tens of millions, maybe hundreds of millions of people don't get on the internet for game related content that just buy the COD every year. That's what they do. Like they don't, they're not on x.com, formerly Twitter, to talk about like hearing everybody pissed off about the stuff that they're doing. They are just gonna, it's a thing. Like let's buy the COD next year. Like everybody does. And there were some crazy numbers that came out of the Microsoft Activision trial when they said there were some numbers that were in some of the testimony that there was something like at one time there was like 60 or 70% of PlayStation owners only have Call of Duties installed on their system. Like that's all they have a PlayStation.
That's all they use it for. It's just Call of Duty and YouTube, if anything, you know.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Netflix.
It was something astronomical like that, I remember.
It makes sense though. I mean,
but yeah, so
they don't want to worry about anything else.
But I mean, like I was saying, like I want an S&D mode so I can play round-based stuff with my friends that don't know live Siege and have fun. And what other game can you do that? Hopefully X-Defiant eventually. I wanted to say a small update on X-Defiant. I did see Aches, who is the former Call of Duty pro that's working on the game with them, said that it is out of the oven, but too hot to eat right now, is what he said.
Ooh.
So they're making progress. Sounds like
hot to eat.
It's out of the oven, but too hot to eat. So I still think they're targeting summer. They're gonna have to have another beta the way the last one went. I feel like. I hope they do.
Me too.
And then
I don't think they will though.
When it launches, we got to start a campaign. Just not harassing, but harassing Mark Rubin on Twitter to get us that S&D mode. Not harassing. We just need to start a grassroots movement that Mark Rubin notices, okay, to get it going, because that's what I'm going to need. I'm going to need that quick. And then the guys in chat are hyping me up to start a Battlefield 5 server, and that would be pretty cool. Because I can't play Battlefield 5, which is like, of the recent ones, one of my favorite Battlefields, and I can't play it because there's just cheaters everywhere, and DICE does nothing about it. So, have you seen, Redbeard, have you seen bfvhackers.com?
I have not.
So the cheaters are so bad. Somebody made a third-party website using the API of the game that like that BF tracker uses to track people's stats. So you can go to bfvhacker.com and you go to join a server in the server browser. You put in your server number and it'll scan that server for cheaters, so you can tell if there's cheaters in that server.
Oh, I'm looking at it right now. This is, your game is in a really fucked spot whenever there's a website dedicated to just finding cheaters.
Yeah. So if you want to play that game, you can go over there and put in like the server numbers of the games you can join, and it'll scan it for cheaters, and you can see like their real-time score, like if they're hacking right then or not. But it shows you and it tells you like everything they go through. It is absolutely crazy. It was crazy.
That might be one of the silliest damn things I've ever seen, but like honestly, dope.
It's kind of cool too, because like DICE could look at this website and see all the cheaters. Like somebody did it for them, you know?
Yeah, they could, but are they going to?
No.
Probably not.
No, absolutely not. But yeah, a community server is the answer. Yeah,
for sure.
That you police yourself. I need to figure out how to do that, and if I would have enough people in the community that would want to play it. I don't know how to do, if you have to have it like running on a machine all the time, like old school, like if you are the server or if you rent one, or like how it works. But yeah, like Tarkov leaderboard's true. Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna get
Tarkov.
Yeah, Mark Rubin's probably gonna press charges on me for trying to get an S&D mode in and have my driver's license and get me put in jail.
I was about to say, shit, if that bill moves quicker than I think it's going to, then you might be looking at fucking 25 years for e-commerce harassment.
E-commerce harassment. They're like, what are you in for? Oh, I killed a guy. Well, I harassed a guy on x.com, so here I am.
I told Mark Rubin that if he didn't add S&D mode, I was going to send a bag of shit to his address.
That's all
and
it
then
takes.
They're like, hey, can you face
Jail
the wall
time.
for me real quick?
You're out of here. That's it. But essentially, I think that's all the leaks that were happening. If you look on like Insider Gaming and stuff, the next stuff we'll hear about is, I think the marketing's going to really ramp up in season 5 of Modern Warfare. Roman numeral 2 is when you're going to start hearing about it. So really soon, stuff's leaking. But yeah, we talked a lot about the mechanics in last week's episode. So if you're interested in that and how they're going to be.
I just have to say real quick, what's up, Arcast? It's one of my guys from my Discord is watching this stream in his VR headset. Just got it. I thought that's fucking dope.
Shout out. So we're on the VR platform. Hello. That's where
he's in VR, bro. He's just chilling. Just probably got a 100-inch screen monitor.
That's worth a shout out. That's cool, man. I want to get VR one day. I also want a steering wheel so I can play Truck Simulator.
I want to see how bad this scuffs everything. If Arcus is still watching in VR, nightmare.
He just fell over in his chair in his living room or his office. Just fell over.
Sorry, Arcus.
So yeah, I guess that was pretty quick, but that's what's going on with Modern Warfare 3. I am absolutely terrified that it's going to be modern storefare, dude. It's going to be so many skins. The Black Cell thing made me lose all hope for this franchise. It was a battle pass on top of the battle pass, and when it released, they did such a predatory way. It almost made it feel like when you launched the game that you had to buy it to get into the menu. And it was like the top most sold thing on Steam for like 2 weeks because people just bought the shit out of it, and I saw it everywhere. So it was like, and it was something you couldn't use COD points on that you earned. You had to buy it. It was its own purchase for like $39 or some shit. And it was like the top most selling thing on Steam, these skins for $40 or $40. Crazy, man. It just made me lose all hope. The game's not getting any better until people quit buying the fucking skins. They're so expensive, dude. And people just buy the shit out of them.
Fry made a really damn good point today during his live stream. He said that COD Mobile has more content than MW2 2022 does, right? And that if Activision were to just move COD Mobile over to PC, optimize it for PC, and give it like that, you know, not shit game look that most mobile to PC ports have, like Lost Light and We the People are gonna have, or already have in the reference of Lost Light.
Right.
I feel like Activision. I feel like Activision could just make the game more successful overall with it, right? Because in COD Mobile, you have all of the classic Call of Duty maps in COD Mobile. Why aren't they not in a $70 title? COD Mobile's free.
Did you guys see people were going back to Black Ops? Was it 1 recently as well too? Was it? I think they got over like.
You
10,
want me to tell you why?
Wait, why? I don't know why.
They have the perfect system right now. They have the microtransactions and the continuity of an everlasting title because they're transferring skins and the shit that you buy for $30 per skin. They're transferring that so they get the best of both worlds. And then on top of that, they can charge you for a $70 game every single year. So they have the skin economy of like a long tenured game. And then they get that hit of revenue annually on a new game. If they took COD Mobile and ported it over, like that would be the game to end all games, and they would just add content to it. They wouldn't get that $70 hit. But right now they get like all the skin purchases plus the $70, and they can gatekeep that content, hit people with nostalgia, make them want that, and then use that nostalgia to like trickle it out and hype people up every time they release a remastered map or whatever.
Oh, actually, I think it was Black Ops 2.
I think they're killing it. Yeah. They fixed Microsoft fixed them on Xbox so they were safe. But that number was bugged. They were saying like 100 and some thousand on like Black Ops 2 or whatever, but that was confirmed.
I think now it's saying it's 10,000, but it could be.
Yeah.
I mean, but like what, 10, 11, 12,000 on Black Ops 2 on console? I mean, bro, that's
it's
impressive.
Still a $50 game like over 10 years later.
Yeah, I don't know if it is on like the Microsoft storefronts, but on Steam it is, and I think that's bullshit. Honestly, that's such a big scam. But I mean, hey, good for them. The community is deciding with their internet connections what they truly want, you know, and Activision won't listen to it because they're fucking stubborn.
But they just don't have to, man. Like they're just making so much money. It's crazy. They have, I mean, all that you need to know is look at their last earning calls. They had like a few million less active users and made like $600 million more in a quarter.
Yeah, I was about to say.
They had less players, so less server costs and made more money. They don't care. So.
They're in a win-win right now, and it's disgusting.
Yeah, like, and it's not going to change.
There's nothing that we can do right now as a consumer to like cripple Call of Duty if besides
unless
not buying Modern Warfare 3.
Yeah,
if we don't buy Modern Warfare 3, we're going to be pissing in their morning coffee. But if people go out and that game makes another billion in 10 days, I might as well just never make another video on that subject.
I hate to break it to you, but it's not going to change, man. It's going to make billions of dollars. It's just going to be as big as the last one. And if it isn't, they'll make up for it in the skin revenue. Like they'll do more crossovers and get pay to win skins you can't see in the corners.
Yeah.
And
you're right.
And they do the shit with the battle pass where they put the OP guns on the battle pass about halfway down so people don't want to play. They buy tier skips because they want the new gun. They get the best of both worlds there. They can tell you it's free. You just got to play for it and you can unlock it for free, but you give people the shortcut where they can just buy for it, you know, pay for it. So they get the best of both worlds there. They can claim that it's free so people can't bitch, but then people can still buy it, and they do a lot because it's people that don't want to grind it and no life it and get it. And they always make it strong, so the first people to unlock it are mopping up lobbies with it. And then they had that deal where they match make people with DLC content, with like paid content with people that don't, and so it makes them want to buy it. Like they do all that shit, man. They're killing it, and they're gonna keep killing it for a long time. And it's frustrating as somebody that wished the franchise would go in a different direction. There is literally nothing that's gonna change.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, quite literally, there is nothing to change that. I mean, I don't even think the threat of Microsoft disbanding that deal themselves is going to change anything. And I don't want people to misconstrue anything that Microsoft is going to step in and do anything good for Call of Duty or make Activision see their ways. They almost crippled Epic Games with Gears of War. The fuck is Microsoft going to do?
Microsoft's not going to do anything except put that check in the bank that COD makes. They're not. Why would they change anything?
That's what I'm saying. They're either going to do nothing at all or they're going to help them. Like they didn't want to help Epic Games. They're going to help Activision though.
No, yeah. I mean, the reason for that, the Microsoft purchase is so Sony couldn't have it, and so they could put it on Game Pass, and like continue to make Game Pass massive. Like that's it. And they're not going to change. Why would you change? Like making so much money. So anyway, Modern Warfare 3, get excited. I'll probably buy it and be embarrassed. Just because I want to play S&D, man.
Please, Crash, please don't.
You'll be able to play S&D on Modern Warfare 2 the same way you'll be playing it on Modern Warfare 3. It won't change.
It's so boring. There's like 2 maps. There's like 2 maps, I feel like.
But like, bro, there's a 12-step program. We can get you help so you don't have to buy the next COD game.
I need help in your 12-step program. Let's go on to the next one. This will be a pretty quick one. I don't have a whole lot to say about this, but I would like to talk about it. Back over on the new social media website, x.com, formerly Twitter. It's never
still
gonna
the
get old.
goofiest shit ever.
Here's a preliminary roadmap. They had a Tarkov live podcast where I really wanted to hear about Arena. But they said Arena is going to be playable at Gamescom in mid-August. I instantly knew that Arena is not coming out anytime soon. So there's going to be people that are able to play it. They're still having testing. Hopefully by fall, they said there will be a beta for Tarkov Arena. But this is interesting. I feel like this is the first time Battlestate Games has communicated when wipes are actually going to happen. But they are changing to a new matchmaker, client performance optimizations in Unity 2021. They actually have been making good progress on this game. I do have to hand it to them. Allegedly, the latest netcode patch really helped the game feel a lot better. I've heard from a lot of people that it feels better. People are just kind of disenfranchised with it right now because it's been one of the longest wipes and people are bored and want it to wipe, which is a whole entire weird vibe, in my opinion, that you want your game to delete to enjoy it again. Inherent issue with extraction shooters, in my opinion. But yeah, they're adding loadout presets, randomized loot is all going to be in the August wipe. Updated trading UI, which is really cool. Sidearm quick swap is really cool. So like instead of reloading, it's actually viable now to pull out a pistol to take a handgun in a fight. Another expansion for Streets of Tarkov, a bunch of new equipment, a new PKM, SVT, AVT, AK-12, sawed-off, side-by-side, shotgun, PM, and weapon mods. A new boss is going to be on Streets. A cool weapon stand in the hideout so you can store weapons in your hideout, not a part of your main stash. Lots of stuff, man. Really cool stuff. So check that out. The main thing here is they're still adding a lot of stuff, but Arena got delayed for, essentially a second time. And then there's going to be, they're actually calling the wipe. So you'll have an August and a December wipe.
Crazy how people forget that Escape from Tarkov is still in beta.
It's not, though. I don't know.
I don't feel like they can use that excuse anymore.
It is what it is.
I'm so sick of every diehard fucking Tarkov fan. Every time I say something about how shit that game still feels after a goddamn decade of being in an alpha and beta state, they're, oh, well, it's still in alpha. It's still in beta. What are you saying? Shut the fuck up. I don't care. The game is ass. Like, I'm sorry. They've added nothing to this game. Nothing. What?
From the original vision they had.
Exactly. Nothing. And then they want to go and delay Arena again. What seriously, what is Nikita doing right now that's so much better than dropping Arena other than getting banned on Twitch? Like what is he doing? Nothing. Exactly. Man, I need to take blood pressure medication. I feel like
you're gonna blow a
this shit.
retina, man. Dude, that is sick. I just got that picture, Blue.
Yeah, I sent it to both of you guys.
Yeah, I'll pull it up on the screen. So this is a member of Blue's community watching the podcast right now live in VR. Like, that's pretty cool.
He's just basically in his own house in VR.
That's really cool.
next to a nice chill fireplace.
That's
so
awesome.
Dope.
That's awesome. But yeah, I don't know, man. I think Tarkov does a lot of stuff that a lot of games don't, and it's cool in its own way. But it's not a beta. They've made so much money off of it. They've been adding content. Like, it's been around for so long. It's not treated like a beta anymore. Their test server is like behind NDA and stuff, and very few people have access to it. So I mean, it's just early access. It's not a beta. It's out. Like, yeah. The other thing that was weird is they asked
that entire thing of like games that come out in early access and this and that. I feel like that shouldn't be a thing anymore. That used to be a job. Game testing used to be a legit like industry position, and now it's just they realize, oh, we don't have to pay people anymore. We could just have people pay us to test games.
Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird deal. Now games are either tested by paying customers or they're tested by AI, like 2042 did. Killed it. Yeah, so that's all the stuff. That's the main stuff coming to Tarkov. It's quite a bit of stuff, but there's still like a lot that's promised that's down the road. I would argue that Tarkov has a lot of fundamental issues, and even so many issues that I haven't played the last few wipes. But man, it's such a crazy game that has like, it's like one of one, man. Like, no one's trying to do something this crazy. Like, the level of like gun customization, like the ballistics, like their attempt at realism is like, it's crazy, man. Like, even down to like the night vision and like all that stuff. It's just like, it seems like on a higher like scale, it's one of those age old stories of like too ambitious, you know, but like they're close enough where you can see it. And it's like, man, like the thought and the theory of a bug-free released working Tarkov is like amazing. Like, it sounds amazing. But just once you get into it, once you figure it out, and once you play it, once you see all these bugs and underlying issues, that's where it loses the shine really quick. And it's been a long time where some of the issues, like the jacked up AI, like the terrible hit reg, like a lot of the bugs that have been there for a long time, and bugs that get reintroduced that have been there, it's just like, at this stage, shouldn't be happening.
I was playing in 2016, man. I played for a good 2 solid years. 2018 pretty much, and then I came back every now and then after, but it just wasn't the same.
Yep. Oh, yeet thank you for the $1. BlueTheRobot with the membership for 7 years. Jeez, man.
7 years. That's crazy, man.
I still got to cut you a check from last week, dude. And then
you guys, I still haven't been paid, by the way. I'm just saying.
Well, I haven't either.
I need people to write that.
Can we get justice for Blue in the chat, please?
Yeah, we'll get justice for Blue when Crash gets paid. Redbeard with the $2. That ginger guy is hot.
I don't know who said that, bro. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. Somebody think you have a not so secret admirer.
I know, man. It's kind of crazy.
That's pretty cool. Shall we go over some quick shots?
Yes, sir.
Quick Shots is the part of the program where we talk about news stories fairly quickly, kind of rapid fire, if you will. The first one I want to bring up that is absolutely not on your guys' radar, and this is going to blow your mind, and a perfect story for today. Microsoft has created a pizza scented Xbox controller, and
I saw that.
I think it's real. It's on like all
Teenage
the
Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Bro, I'm so hard right now looking at that.
That's disgusting.
I love pizza.
That's disgusting, dude.
Not that much.
Dude, I do not want my controller to smell like pizza. One,
Why?
I'm already fat and hungry all the time. That's not going to help.
But you know what? It's not gonna smell like pizza. It's gonna smell like a pizza flavored
Sweaty.
Pringle or like a combo or something like that. It's gonna be like the essence of pizza.
It's
you
gonna
know, and it's just
yeah, it's gonna smell like a Pizza Hut bathroom.
Gonna smell like pizza the entire time after holding it after a while. It's just not gonna be a good experience.
Yeah, it's gonna have sweat and like hand grease all over. It's gonna smell like someone teabagged a pizza. Like
I could eat Pizza Hut with my hands, use my controller, rub it in a little bit, boom, same thing.
It might be a little cheaper too. Not gonna lie. You know what? I take it back. I'm no longer aroused by this.
Expensive the pizza is, but yeah. Also, pineapple pizza should not be a thing. Just saying.
Bullshit. Pineapple always belongs on pizza. Anyways, next quick shot.
Okay, there's a pizza flavor controller. It's disgusting. I never want to hear about it again. This is the last we will speak of it. Okay.
I do like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles though. Real quick, it's made by Seth Rogen. I think it's hilarious.
All right, that's cool. What was the next quick shot, Blue? Oh, Star Wars
Outlaw.
I got it. I got it queued up. Production team.
Star Wars Outlaws. Another game being made. Well, okay, technically it is the publisher's Ubisoft, but the developer is Massive Entertainment, which is a big win in my book for Massive Entertainment. I feel like they definitely have a good history, I would say, you know, in open world games, I would say, especially the way games look, the way they feel and stuff like that. You can shit on Division for its gameplay and the way it released, especially the first time, and especially for Division 2 when they brought back Warlords of New York, the way New York looked was amazing. So the detail that they're putting in for Star Wars Outlaws, I keep saying that, looks amazing. And we just got some behind the scenes of like, you know, stuff that's a work in progress, about the lore, about the history, about characters that are coming into the game. And the reason why I brought up Starfield in the beginning is because the more I look at Star Wars Outlaws, the more I'm more excited for this as a space exploration game that's going to be on console and PC than I am for Starfield. And because one, there's a cutscene, and I don't think you can actually like take your ship, fly through the atmosphere, and land on a platform. It's going to be like, all right, you run into your ship, press a button, and then there's like a cutscene, but you see your ship go from the ground to space. Whereas Starfield, it goes ground, black screen, space. And I just think that takes away the immersion, especially when you're fully a space game. It's not going to be the level of Star Citizen. Star Citizen is never going to be the level of Star Citizen. But this game itself, I'm just excited. I'm glad to see more Star Wars content. Also, I'm glad to see Star Wars out of the hands of EA and DICE. I think that was a big win for the Star Wars franchise in general. They butchered Star Wars, in my opinion. Then again, so did Disney. But Respawn, yeah, again, but Respawn, I feel like Respawn is a separate entity from EA and DICE. I know it's under the same umbrella, but I feel like those are just like two completely, because you look at Battlefield and then you look at Titanfall, and even now Titanfall 2 at such an old game, in my opinion, is better than Battlefield 2042. So, you know, that's just my hot take, but
they're different. Those are different games, but
I think of just in terms of release and stuff like that, yes, it got overshadowed by like major games back then, but just the way, I mean, it's just for me, the way it plays, the way it ran. I know cheaters were an issue, and I know that recently was taken up, but also now they have mod support as well for Titanfall 2. You can play as a Shrek Titan if you want to.
Oh, that's so sick.
Like
that's cool.
I wonder. It's so dumb, but it's so cool, and it's things like that, like giving the community the option, you know, like community servers and stuff.
I don't
But
really have a whole lot to weigh
that's
in on this. I'm not a huge fan of Star Wars, so
I'm just
Get out of my
excited to see
show.
more open world games in general. I'm a big fan of open world games. Third person that might be for everyone, but regardless, I think because you see games like this, and hopefully it opens up the world to more. If this does good as a Star Wars game, then just imagine when the Star Wars FPS game comes out. That's what it really
Yeah.
matters for a lot of shooters
Well,
as well too.
I will say the
do we know? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say the Titanfall comparison to Battlefield 2042, they're different games, but I will definitely agree with you that Titanfall executed its vision way better than 2042 did.
That's what I
they had
meant
way
for
better
sure.
execution. It played really
They
well.
knew what they
off
were
the bat.
going for.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do we know when this game is supposed to be released?
Nah, they said sometime next year. They don't know when exactly, so it's more of like it'll be ready when it's ready, I guess. But,
Well,
Yeah,
I don't know, man. I might try it out. I've been trying to get into Star Wars and Harry Potter now for some years. Man, every time I go to sit down and watch
I've
them,
watched Harry Potter with the wife, and I'm still like, I find some things cool about it, but
I've never
know.
consumed an ounce of Harry Potter content. I don't know anything about it.
Also, they did release too. They what was it? You can customize your speeder bike. I don't know. I think just customization in general is cool. So,
but with
you know,
with this, yeah, space exploration games kind of seem to be the thing with the success of Star Citizen. Now you're seeing AAA like try to do it with Starfield. And
yeah,
with
people say it's like, oh, Star Citizen, it might not be a full game, but it's grossed over 600, almost close to $600 million.
That's so weird.
People are into space. People are into those type of games, and they want them. They're craving them.
But
I know people are saying, and and that's the whole thing of early access. It's
yeah. I am ultra.
It's an alpha, but it's also $600 million in. So I don't know if that's still considered an alpha at that point.
The big guys had to see that and like, okay, we got to try that too with these other games. But no, that's one of the games I am most looking forward to is the Star Wars FPS game because it's being done by Respawn, who did make callback Titanfall 2. So yeah.
So if they can focus, if they somehow get that vision, and it's just good to have just Star Wars games in general for me. Also, a Star Wars RTS game is coming out as well too, and that is hopefully going to be Star Wars Empire at War 2. I've actually just literally got done playing right before we started the podcast. I got done playing a round of that, and because they got a bunch of mods and stuff like that. But I love RTS games as well too. That's another big genre I love playing. And yeah, no, that's pretty much it for Star Wars Outlaws. Yeah. A lot of stuff for Comic-Con, pretty much. So they're just getting it, showing it for Comic-Con in San Diego for this year.
Nice.
I've never been to one day.
One day.
But I also don't want to go to California. So
I'm out.
Fair enough.
I don't know if I have anything else.
I might play the new Star Wars game. I don't know. It looks cool. I really don't give a shit about it being Star Wars as much as I just want to play a good open world single player experience.
Yeah, it's in the Star Wars universe, but it's also it's not gonna be just lightsabers and everything. You're a smuggler, you're a bounty hunter, you're an outlaw, you're whatever. I think you're an outlaw in this one. So also in other Star Wars news, Keanu Reeves is joining in some kind of project. I don't know. I hope it's a Star Wars John Wick, but that's all I want. So
a cyberpunk Star Wars crossover.
Something.
That would be so sick, dude.
Just got a lightsaber instead of a katana, or a lightsaber in the shape of a katana.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Come on now.
And then a gun as well too. So he's doing gun. Oh god, what's there's like a fight, or like in the movies they do like gun something. It's like where you do kung fu, a gun fu, I think, or something like that. It could be. I don't know. It's like when you there's an actual name for it though.
I don't know,
but I know. Anyways,
I am unsure myself.
I would go with that. I was just
Oh,
looking. I was looking at my notes, what I wanted to talk about, and I did. The only thing I missed was, this is terrible, and I should get canceled for this. I'm less excited about Modern Warfare 3, but kind of a little bit excited. I shouldn't be. I'm not. I'm not excited is the wrong word. Looking forward to seeing what the next Treyarch game is going to be. Because a lot of that leaked back when COD Mobile leaked it. And it is supposed to be a sequel to Black Ops Cold War set in the 90s in like the Middle East around like Desert Storm type shit. And there was a lot of maps that leaked that looked really cool. So like a 90s shooter would be pretty sweet. And Treyarch's making it, so Search might be pretty good. Yeah, Gulf War type thing. Some of the maps, like I still have them on my phone before they got DMCA'd. You can see the maps, and that lines up with it. So, yeah, that's what I meant to add during the Modern Warfare 3 stuff. So if you stayed till the end of the podcast, you got that amazing tidbit of content.
Nice.
Terrible.
If you guys are still here to the end of the podcast, just go ahead and drop a dub in chat. Just hit us with a W. Let us know how we did.
He asked me, what's my favorite song? Dude, there's no way I could come up with one single song. That'd be wild.
Are you still on your EDM craze?
Yeah, I only listen to electronic shit, yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Isn't it wild?
That's so. I just go on Spotify and click my liked playlist and just let it just run through all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, man, it's all EDM over here.
Nice.
But in like high school and early college, man, I was all about like metal and stuff. Always listened to like Serious Octane, and I went to like Breaking Benjamin and like all the concerts like Chevelle and Five Finger Death Punch and Volbeat, seeing all those guys and like was into it. But something clicked one day, man. Like I just completely switched music taste. Wild.
That's fair, man. I used to be really into like rap and hip hop and like some country. And then one day I just woke up and I was like, this is dog shit. So I got into deathcore and death metal and slam and like just all the crazy heavy shit for no reason at all. And then I learned how to scream shortly after that.
That's it. Blackout. Everyone thinks I would listen to country, and drink bourbon, but I despise country, man. Like no.
Oh,
I can't.
Thank God.
I'll listen
I love you.
Everything pretty much. I'll listen to like, but if it's like country, I'm listening to like old school.
There you go.
Like 60s. 70s.
I respect that music. Like at least I don't enjoy it.
Now I can't take the stadium country nowadays. That's just not my. They all sound the same.
Yeah.
But dude, I was like literally like, on the way here. I was listening to like Black Betty because that song's fucking everywhere now on freaking Instagram and YouTube. Freaking everyone's just running like crazy listening to Black Betty. The one by Spiderbait, and then there's the one by Ram Jam, which is the original. But then I'll listen to that, and all of a sudden, what'll come on is freaking Crazy He Calls Me by Billie Holiday, freaking from Fallout 3, and that will start playing, and then after that it'll be like some 70s funk, and then after that will be freaking like I'm literally going through my liked songs. It'll be like Dead Mouse comes on after that, and then it's just everywhere for me.
Have y'all been hearing the AI like the AI cartoon character singing songs and shit? That's my favorite.
I was just listening to it was Plankton, I think, and he was singing something. It was hilarious just hearing him scream. Oh my God, I forgot.
Plankton and Cartman, man, who hurt those two? Because they put out the best AI covers of all time.
Johnny Cashing and I'm a Barbie girl.
Yeah,
recently.
Bro, I heard some shit earlier today that changed my life. It was somebody who had completely AI programmed Frank Sinatra to sing Gangster's Paradise in the style of Frank Sinatra.
Sounds good.
It is absolutely one of the best covers I think I've ever heard in my entire life. It is incredible.
I'll have to look that up. That's crazy.
Or like of course, like the one that was very popular was like the AI Drake and The Weeknd song that came out, and it
Yes.
sounds just like them. Like if they were actually collaborating, I was like, that's crazy. And like, or one of the there's another guy that rapped alongside not Jay-Z is what he called it, and it was just like you can sing with anyone now.
Yeah,
That's crazy, man.
it's wild. So
Trump, Obama, and Biden playing COD on a headset, bro. That's my
those are
favorite
always
shit to
yeah, that
watch.
one's
hilarious.
funny too.
But
Presidential
that reminds
Discord.
me of like the old school days when people used to impersonate like Obama and stuff like that, or
Yeah,
just
yeah,
George
yeah,
W.
yeah.
Bush and like playing in lobbies. And we're like, what the hell? You know,
Yeah.
man, those were the days.
Woomeister, thanks for the
Those
kind
were
words.
the
Did you guys
days.
see my IRL suppressor video?
Yes.
I did.
Crash.
What a
Watched-
difference
that
that,
was-
357, man.
That was for the streets.
I'm
That
telling
was
you,
for the
man.
shits.
I'm
Gun
telling you.
content though, it's hard unless you already have like a big audience, man. It's making
Yeah.
gun content anywhere is tough because
you got
everyone
Crash
suppresses
games.
it.
Right? You got Crash Games, and then we just give you an IRL channel called Crash Life. And there you go, man. Just switch the color
All
from
right, we
black
do
and
Crash
yellow
Life.
to
We're
And that's the
sh-
thing. Like, there's people that are doing. Attack the Gamers is now working on making his like in
Yep.
real life channel as well.
Yeah, man, we're out here. We're ranching. You know, we're just ranching. We're shooting.
That picture of
we're
your
hunting.
son strapped in the baby harness was hilarious. You need to get like, because like I never got it, but like you need to get like the plate carrier version.
Oh yeah, the tacted dad or whatever.
Whatever that one is.
Yeah, that was sweet. Yeah, this was this was it. It was on Twitter, so I could pull it up on here. That's just ranching, okay? That's me and Mini Crash just
He's out there,
ranching, baby.
he's doing chores,
Feeding the
doing
horses,
chores.
okay? There might be some child labor laws. Don't worry about it, okay? You don't need to worry about it. But we got it handled. We got the horses taken care of, so it's all good. Yeah, that's funny.
This is like a very wholesome but also very intimidating photo at the same time. Like it's crazy.
It's pretty sweet. The little dude, he'll latch onto stuff, so I was like, I can use this. So I put a bucket in his hand.
Oh Lord, Crash, don't use your child for that.
Can you imagine like if he could work on cars right now with those little tiny hands, man? He could do like anything. I've been
he would make you $1 million in a year, man.
yeah, like running cables and stuff behind the desk, or like even I gotta work on the tractor, I gotta fix a hydraulic line like underneath, and his little hands would just be like done. Sweet. Just
That's
kidding.
awesome.
Don't cancel me. That law's not passed yet. You can't. Okay. So massive callback right there. If you guys are cool with it, I think that's a show. We've been talking for
Yeah.
a while.
That's
Yeah,
a
man.
show.
How long we been at this for now?
Hour
Damn,
40.
almost 2 hours. Yeah.
I usually try to go like hour and a half, but we were having fun, so whatever.
Yeah. Hopefully I didn't blow any of y'all's eardrums out, and hopefully I didn't annoy any of you guys while I was on my rambles like I was like 80 reminiscing on my life.
Like I
back
said,
when I was younger.
Have you seen the show? That's all it is like Boomer takes for me, and then Blue's like, okay, Crash, whatever, man. Like that's just kind of how the show goes.
But like that's why I love y'all's show. Like y'all, I mean, I'm not kidding when I say this. Y'all put on a phenomenal show, and I really can't thank you guys enough for allowing me to be here. And hopefully, if the chat's good with it and production is still on payroll sometime in the future, I could see myself being back on here.
Yeah, we'll have you back. We'll have to do it.
100%.
We'll have to do it because the
Hell
more you guys
yeah.
talk, the less I do, and the less people leave. It works great.
Yeah,
Everybody's like,
yeah.
Battlefield 5 community server, Battlefield 5 community server. We need to do it. It'd be so cool to have a place to go safely play that game without the cheaters. But everyone, thank you guys so much for being here. Literally can't thank you enough. It's so fun. I look forward to it every week. It gets me through my shitty Mondays to go live and talk to you guys about video games. We'll continue to cover everything, keep our eye on stuff, everything FPS wise. We'll talk about all the COD stuff, not because we want to, just because we have to. It's like the biggest FPS game out there, unfortunately. And yeah, we'll keep an eye on the pulse of the FPS gaming. Thank you, Redbeard, and your community for coming and hanging out with us. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you guys, like I said again, for allowing me to be here. Thank you guys for allowing my community to be here and shoot the shit and have fun. Yeah, guys, absolutely love y'all to death. amazing content creators. Please, if you haven't checked out any of their recent videos because you've been too busy or whatever, please go check them out. Absolutely fantastic content creators.
Go look at Blue's. He's actually creative. Mine suck. I appreciate everybody. And Blue also every week hanging out with me. Can't thank him enough. I know he's super busy. Got to move into that new pad, man. That's coming up.
Yep.
So that's sweet. Big things.
I'm excited.
Big things coming for Blue. But yeah, we'll be here next week. And all we really ask, if you guys want to support the podcast, we're always just like, be a friend, tell a friend. Come back next week and bring somebody with you. Share it around.
Clearly it's working.
Yeah, somebody shared the audio like last Wednesday or some shit. There were just a bunch of downloads. So that was really, really, really cool. I'm not sure if I'll be live here later on Twitch or not tonight, since the show ran a little long. I'll let everyone know on the Discord if you're interested in a Twitch Rainbow stream tonight. But other than that, thank you guys. Be a friend, tell a friend, and I really hope to see you next week. Bye.
Later, guys.